Hello, and welcome to all of my combo lords joining me on another sunny but pretty cold day in the combo classroom where we can hear some nice birds and everything. Listen to those nice birds before we start talking too much. In fact, I can see the bird. You want to try and see the bird? I'm not sure if it'll be possible. It's pretty glary right now with the sun. See that bird up there? That's one of the birds making that nice song for us. Shout out to birds. Birds are always something we should appreciate, although it turns out that there's probably a very standardized fixed bird appreciation day somebody has decided. Because today we're going to be looking at some strange and interesting holidays. And I'm putting holiday in quotes because it's a very subjective term. You know, when I was young, I actually made up my own list of 13 holidays to scatter throughout the year. I'll have to show you that list sometime. They were pretty obscure ideas for holidays I invented. I was like 8 or 9 or something. I remember one of them involves you like dance around a tree and then eat some milkshake, or there's some interesting rituals that I came up with what I thought holidays should be. But we'll have to look at that list later. Today, what we're going to be looking at is some already publicly decided holidays or special day of so-and-so or so-and-so day. Now, there are some holidays that pretty much everyone considers a holiday. Most people would be like, okay, New Year's, okay, Christmas, you got your Halloween, you got a lot of people, you know, depending how extensive you make it, maybe most people would recognize something like Easter or even St. Patrick's Day or something as a holiday. But there's some more obscure holidays. And if you thought we were going to have to wait a while for our next holiday, oh boy, are you wrong. We're in luck. It turns out that today is about 8 or 10 different holidays. Every day is like somewhere between 5 to 10 or so holidays, according to various sources online. Now, here's the thing. When I pull up some lists of these holidays on my computer, we're going to have to take some with a grain of salt, because some of these so-and-so days were tried to become popularized by some brand or company for some reason. And we'll see some examples of ones that when I saw that on them on the list, I'm like, that was invented by a brand for a reason. But there are other holidays that seem just good-spirited, that seem like kind of arbitrary, that someone decided this is the day for that, but why not appreciate some of them? So what we're going to do is, while we scroll through a list of what holidays have been claimed by society on the next week or two of days, you know, maybe we'll go through January and February. And there's also months there's like so-and-so week and so-and-so month. There's a bunch of stuff. So as we go through these, we're gonna have to be careful to take some things with a grain of salt and other things to be very open-minded about and say that even though they're silly, we think they are worth celebrating. So, another quick reminder about holidays. I think that one of the most underrated holidays is April Fool's Day. That's a fun one. And I say, in the combo class world, the first of any month is that month's Fool's Day. So, watch out for February Fools, folks. That's going to be February 1st. I think every month needs a Fool's Day. So, I'm going to switch you folks over in a moment to looking on my screen with me on one of the several sites that have lists like this. Now, I'm just picking one of the sites that compiles these lists, but I compared a few and they're pretty similar. So we could have done this on a different website and gotten a mildly different but pretty much the same list of what holidays are today. Now, where did I set my phone? Here. Let me hack into the chat, and then I will say hi to you folks, and then shrink myself a little so we can look at my computer as well. Now, we will be doing other fun games today as well. I figure we'll probably get back on Desmos later as well, because in one of my last streams, somebody in the chat, I think, or somehow it came up, the idea got raised of trying modular functions mixed in with our weird sine stuff. And I'm obsessed with, and I don't necessarily mean these things called modular forms. Warning, there are things called modular forms that are different than what I'm going to do. A modular form is an important thing in math, but slightly different from that. Using modular arithmetic language in our weird sine, tan, trigonometric messes of functions can make some pretty cool shapes. I was fiddling around with that after that stream, and it proved true that playing around with mod in addition to some of those other things like sines and tans had a lot of cool landscapes it generated. It was making some spider webs, in fact. You know how sometimes when I draw shapes on the stream, I think they look like things because it's interesting to see the ways that math might lead to the same conclusions that evolution or something did, or that a chemical reaction did or something. So some of them look like fire or eyes or plants or stuff. And mixing in these modular functions, we got a new type of shape. We got some spider webs. I'll show you later. There also could be real life spider webs. I'll show you in a minute. There's a clock over there. All my clocks are getting destroyed by the rain. We're going to have to restock some clocks for grade -2. And one of them was ticking weirdly. I was like, why is one of my clocks ticking? I'm not used to that. They're stop clocks. And so I opened the back because the battery somehow wasn't going and then started going after the rain or something. And when I opened the back of it, there was all these spider webs in the battery compartment. So I was like, leave that for later. So maybe later in the stream, we'll see a real-life spider web and a graphic example of one. Now, I do have to plug my computer, and I have the charger right here, but warning, I started the stream in a shady part of the class, and it's a very sunny, glary day back here. So we're going to have to find an angle where it's not 100% glare, but where this can still reach the charger. And maybe this is an unconventional spot it could work. Let's see. Oop. There's not too much glare there. But can it reach? Oh. The cord is almost long enough for this. Okay. Okay, I think that's not too bad as far as glare goes. So why don't well, like I said, I gotta hack on to the chat too. And why don't I shrink myself a little bit so I can just be your guide through a strange page of holidays. And like I said at the beginning, we are going to take them with a grain of salt, but we are also going to be open-minded to them being awesome things we want to celebrate. Now I'm pulling open the chat for the first time, by the way. Hello, everyone. What is up to all my combo lords? You are all so awesome. Thank you all so much. By the way, extra shout out to this guy Quinn in the chat is helping me program a cool mathematical idea that I've been working on that I will unveil in a month or two in an episode. That's this cool type of sequence that makes landscapes that aren't Desmos style, a new style of landscapes. So that was a fun thing working on. And another thing I've been working on, just to note before I shrink, is the base 2i episode. A lot of people have requested this episode that after I made an episode about negative bases you could count in, and one about fractional and irrational bases you can count in. I hinted that the other way we could extend past negative would be imaginary or complex numeral bases. And that's been one that a lot of the viewers have been wanting since I said I would make it. So I was like, all right, that has to be a grade -1 episode. We'll wrap up a little base-centered trilogy for grade -1. Not that it's the end of our strange base investigations. There will be more of that. But this is the little grade -1 trilogy's conclusion. And so I finished filming that, going to be editing that the next couple days, probably drop that sometime this weekend or maybe Monday. And that will have some interesting further levels of strange numerical bases. because we're going to be looking at base 2i, and we'll also be looking at base I minus 1. Very strange. And for those who are doubting that these could have any practicality, after studying these, I am still convinced that humans should use base 6. I have not decided that humans should use base 2i or base I minus 1. However, I can definitely imagine computers in the future that could use one of these bases. So, you should definitely watch that episode when it drops in a few days if you want to learn the weirdest ways of counting numbers you've ever seen. And if you want to possibly get a sneak preview of what future computers might want to incorporate. And that will be on the main channel in a few days, not this bonus channel, remember. Although the bonus channel has so many more people here because I drop my shorts here and I have like more content here because I'm less perfectionist here, there's a main combo class channel with all of the full episodes like a TV show. So thank you all for joining me. I'm going to shrink now. And let's see. Someone's wondering how much I charge per hour for my music students. Now I'm. Whoa! What was that? Was that a cat? Oh, hey. That's the stray cat who I adopted, not that. That's Fritz. Okay, he just wanted to hop through. That's the used to be feral cat named Sassafras, who now lives here. He got on last Friday, not the Friday the 13th that happened a week ago, but the Friday the 13th before that, last May, he got fixed at the vet and officially adopted or whatever. And so, guess he doesn't want to hang out in the comm class right now, but passing through the neighborhood. He's a little wild boy, but he's so sweet. He's a feral cat. And he was like wild. He wouldn't let us within like 20 feet of him for a while. And now he comes to me to get love and pets. And he secretly loves getting cuddled. He just took a while to realize. So, someone was asking how much I charge per hour for like music students. I'm hoping in not the too distant future to be doing less of that and spending more time on my videos and books and other projects and stuff that I work on. So in my dream world, I won't be doing that forever and I'll have combo class be my day job. But right now I do have some music students. The rate is usually, if they take a whole hour, $60, if you need to calculate any weird odds. That may sound like a lot in some zones, but I also come from a kind of expensive area. I'm in the Bay Area of California, and everything costs a lot here, unfortunately. So we are going to have some glare problems while we're plugged in, but then my computer will charge up a bit, and it'll be a bit better. So we'll just work with the glare problems. I'm going to shrink anyway now, and when I shrink, we'll look at this site that I chose to be our guide through strange holidays. Okay. These are the holidays that are taking place today on Friday, January 20th. Camcorder Day. That one seems pretty good. That seems right up my alley. Seems like what I would be into. I like filming stuff. International Day of Acceptance. Vague but good. International Sweatpants Day. And in fact, I am wearing sweatpants. And let's pretend that I'm only wearing sweatpants because it's International Sweatpants Day. Nah, in reality, I think sweatpants should be normalized more. So, it's good to have an International Sweatpants Day. Now, here's where we get to the kind of brand-like ones. National Butter Crunch Day. What brand tried to make that happen? I don't know about that one. Now, National Cheese Lovers Day. That sounds, worldly and vague and applicable enough to enough folks that I can get behind a National Cheese Lovers Day. And we have a National Disc Jockey Day. That's pretty cool, also known as National DJ Day. It's always cool. Some of my friends are DJs. Penguin Awareness Day for everyone who was not aware of penguins. I may have to click for details on this. See, we get details if we click on any of these. You can leave requests if there's any you really want to see the details of. I know for sure I'm going to need to see the details on this Penguin Awareness Day one. And it's Take a Walk Outdoors Day. So, I'll have to take a walk in addition to being outdoors. And, this tells us random things that happened on this day in history. I'm not sure if we will need that necessarily. When I looked it up, some of them were just pretty random historical events, wars and deaths and stuff. Kind of interesting. But today's focus is our holidays. And there's also more going on today. Here's the thing. If you thought that was all that's happening, if none of these are up your alley and you're like, okay, that's all the holidays today, well, I don't want any of those holidays. Well, no worries. There's also multi-day events. So, these are multi-day events that are continuing on this day, which are like Healthy Weight Week, National Hobby Month, and a lot of things. So it's a lot of months at once. Now, what I thought would be funny when I was reading this would be if there was someone whose like whole identity was being really into celebrating what these were. So like during January, there were like all they drank was soup and oatmeal, and they did a lot of mentoring and drank tea every day. And then like during February, they did all of those ones. But yeah, there's a lot of them here. Some of them kind of even get in each other's way. Like I imagine like National Soup Month and National Slow Cooking Month are like, hey, I'm claiming this spot. Hey, get out of here. They're both pretty similar. However, some of these are also good conscious things. Like, some of them do have uses for the world. They're to help out for real causes. Lot of weeks and months going on. We can also see these are all the ones that are continuing. There aren't any that started, but when we go to other days and scroll down, we can also see which ones some days will begin a new week-long special thing. So first we're gonna look at whoa, it's super windy back here. Clock's falling. So yeah, it's a windy day, not rainy, but we will probably get a good amount of leaves falling. Those can look nice. So, let's see. What's going on with Penguin Awareness Day? Then we're going to look at the next ones. So, I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to celebrate all of these. Here, I got to just like block the glare in the right spot with my head, I guess. So I can't celebrate all these that much. I could try and get some cheese. I'm already wearing sweatpants. I always use a camcorder type thing. And I should take a walk anyway. I try and take a walk most days anyway. And yeah, I try and always be accepting, unless that means something more specific. And let's see if we can do anything about penguin awareness. That'll kind of be the one that feels missing. Feels like I'm not sure how I'm going to celebrate this. Then after we look at that, we'll go forward a little bit and look at tomorrow's and further holidays, because every day has pretty much this many. So, Penguin Awareness Day. It's working on penguin habitat conservation. It is funny sometimes when they phrase this as like raising awareness for penguins. Like, I get if you say you're raising awareness for the fact that penguins need their habitats conserved, but it's like raising awareness for penguins. We're aware of penguins. But yes, it's trying to raise awareness that penguins need their habitats conserved. They're threatened by introduced predators like all this stuff. Dang. Penguin first appeared in print in the 1500s and was originally applied to a black and white seabird called an auk that is now extinct. That's interesting. We're getting some good facts from this site, too. Some believe the name comes from the Welsh words pen and gwyn, that mean head and white. Interesting hypothesis. All right, so penguin awareness. What we're doing for penguin awareness today is spreading the fact that some penguins can stay underwater for up to 20 minutes, and that's dope. So we should all be more appreciative of penguins, and if for some reason it comes up in your life, trying to help their habitat be conserved. So I do actually... if I do sound a little silly and mocking of some holidays, I'm going to kind of be roasting the silliness of some of these, but I do believe in the fundamental things behind them. Like, I really believe in habitat restoration and the importance of nature and the importance of animals having habitats and stuff. So, although I think it's silly that it's like, this day is Penguin Awareness Day, it is a legitimate thing that penguins probably need their habitats conserved. And here's another cat. Sage. Ooh, it's Sage. Let's see if we can get a little view of Sagey Boo. Sage, you're so silky. Can you see him? Or at least a tail? Come here, Sage. Sage. Well, speaking of cats, there wasn't a cat holiday that day, but there's going to be a cat holiday very soon on our list. Have no fear. So, we're going to tomorrow's holidays. So everybody, when we look at these, this is what your tomorrow has to be. You have to do all these things tomorrow. I'm joking, but it would be kind of fun to, like, for just as like a kind of sarcastic thing, to try and do all of these on some day of whatever that day's holidays were. I was even thinking that might be like a funny theme I might do some year. Is like, if there's ever a year that I decide I'm going to like live stream every day for a little bit or post something every day for a bit, which could happen. I like posting a lot of stuff. I can imagine having a year where I like do a short live stream every day about celebrating at least one of the holidays, if not all of the holidays of that day. So we're going to look at tomorrow's, and this is apparently what we're doing tomorrow. We're going on a play date. We're eating granola bars. We're giving hugs. And, okay, come on. This one is just straight up a brand thing. National Hyaluronic Acid Day. Come on. Okay, so if you look at the article, it's some, like, I looked this up earlier because I saw Hyaluronic Acid Day, and I was like, what the hell is that? That sounds great. Sounds like some like dangerous thing, some type of acid. But it's something that's in hair products, and there's some like shampoo company or something that's trying to make this day become a popping thing so they can sell their shampoo. We're not celebrating that one. You can use whatever shampoo you want. Do your own research about hyaluronic acid. I don't know. Maybe it's good for your hair. I haven't done my own research, but I don't trust that. Now we got National New England Clam Chowder Day. Now, unfortunately, I've gotten some reactions to shellfish before. People who get shellfish allergies, it usually kicks in their 20s or 30s, like later in their life. Not always, but sometimes. And I think that happened to me where I could eat all types of seafood when I was a kid, and then I started getting reactions to them like 10 years ago or something, or 5 years ago. And I like quit eating them because it was scary, because the doctors are like, you get a reverse tolerance where if you like keep getting shellfish reactions, they get worse. And they're like, yeah, at first you'll just get welts, but if it keeps getting worse, then you probably won't be able to breathe on like the 30th time. I'm like, that's bad. So I quit eating shellfish. But when I read about it, it's like some people are only allergic to some types and not other types. So I'm going to have to get a test done at some point to see like maybe I can eat clams and not shrimps or vice versa. So we'll see if I can get back on the shellfish thing. But for now, I have to be hesitant about clams, which is sad. I like seafood. Okay. Sounds really dangerous, but since you have the reverse tolerance, the reaction isn't that bad right now when I keep getting it, because it's like at the beginning of how it might develop. So I'll probably will do an episode in grade -2 or grade -3 where I just have like an EpiPen and I eat a bunch of seafood and we do the testing allergy episode. So I'll do it safely, I'm not gonna hurt myself. And my sage is back. Do you guys see a little glorious cat hanging out? That's a little sage. That's a glorious little boy. He is such a little angel. All these little cats are so awesome. He just wanted to hang out and hang with my stream. I was making some bubbles in the base 2i episode. Has a few of my bubbling bubbles in just random moments for fun. Like not as part of the episode's thesis, but like just like in transitions. And I was like a bubble flying by. And when I was making those, Sage, my cat, was hanging out on the fence up there watching the bubbles. It was nice. So, going forward from here, we had New England Clam Chowder Day. National Use Your Gift Card Day. That also sounds kind of like a overly capitalist corporate one. One-Liners Day. That's fun. Okay, this one is just mean. I read this one. It's Own Your Own Home Day. And then you look at it and it said, when I looked it up, it said it's about, we're trying to like raise awareness for people to know that it's better to own your own home to rent. It's like, what? People aren't renting because they don't know that. People are renting because they can't afford to own the home. It's kind of just like, that's a dick move to be like, hi, we're celebrating Own Your Own Home Day to let you renters know that it's better to own a home. Come on. So, now we got a real one. Now we got Squirrel Appreciation Day. I almost waited to do the stream themed about this holiday lookup thingy till tomorrow so that it would have been on Squirrel Appreciation Day. But don't worry, I think we'll be able to appreciate squirrels both days. In fact, filming the Base 2i episode yesterday, a squirrel ran by in a shot. And then this morning, I was out here and a squirrel ran by. I didn't get this second one on video, but the squirrel I saw this morning had this massive nut in his mouth. He got like a walnut or something. That dude scored. So, I'm going to take a peek at the comments for a bit. And, yeah, to whoever's asking a bunch of comments about, like, my help on something, that's not what my streams are for, really. I look at the chat sometimes, but my streams are like live videos to have a fun topic, not really to help people study on whatever they're separately doing. But good luck. And taking a peek at our other comments. Let's see. Someone said every day is Pi Day. And ironically, no. Apparently, where is it? Apparently, 3 days from now is Pi Day. Not every day. Look, National Pi Day. Oh, wait, you get 2 of them? Annually on December 1st and January 23rd? I thought that would be a funny, prank. We're already basically here looking at the Pi Day thing, but if we hadn't been doing this, I might have pranked you guys and been like, oh, everyone keeps asking me to make a Pi Day episode. Of course I'll make an episode about pi for Pi Day. Because people mean, like, March 14th, because that's sort of like 314. And some mathematicians make videos on that day. But then I would just make a video that's just only about pi and put it out on January 23rd. So, yeah, apparently, although I wish every day was Pi Day, apparently 2 days out of the year are Pi Day. But going back a few days, oh, no, what are we going to... Okay. going back a few because I just had to go there because I was looking at these holidays in advance last night. That was about as far as I got a couple days out from now. But looking at a couple days of them, I did remember Pi Day happened to be there. So now we're going to look. Someone's mentioning E Day. It would be the 20. Why would E Day be the 27th of Jan? I guess because 2.71. Here's what I think E Day should be, although it's funny. Here's what I think E Day should be. So E is, well, I do come from the place where that puts their months first. So I'm not saying I approve of that. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it, but where I come from, it goes month, then day. So that's how the Pi Day one works, where a lot of people say, or what is it, March 14th is Pi Day because it's like 3 and then 14. I think that E Day should be like that, where the 2 should be the month, and then the decimal point should be the day. But how does that work? 2.78 something, or no, is it 718 or something? 2.718. No. Yeah, 2.718. So it's that rounds to about 7.2. So I say we should go to what would be the 72nd day of February if you keep counting. So, like, if you say the 29th day of February on a non-leap year is March 1st, the 30th day of February is March 2nd, or on a leap year is March 1st. So I think E-Day should be if you kept counting from days and allowed there to be a 72nd day of February just by counting past it. I do actually have something that I probably will do for the Pi Day, the one that people are actually talking about, the 314 one. Sage, what are you doing? Ooh, you're being silly. Oh, that's so nice. I got a visitor. Well, there is a cat-related holiday coming up on this list soon. But first, this is dope. Squirrel Appreciation Day. So tomorrow, whatever type of video I film or stream I do or whatever, I'll try and include a squirrel because squirrels do hang out in my yard. Squirrel appreciation. Now here's the thing. If you're a farmer, squirrels can kind of be a pest. They can steal your crops and mess with your stuff. But the squirrels in this neighborhood seem to be so well fed that they don't pick our trees dry. Like the squirrels they'll eat our figs, our guavas. They might even take the apples, I don't know, but they barely take any. It's like they have this buffet of the neighborhood, and they're like not that many squirrels compared to the amount of fruit trees in the neighborhood or something. So they just like, do I want a little fig today? Nah, I'm good today. I'll go for the fig tomorrow. So they don't end up causing us too many troubles because I guess they're living a luxurious life. Just going to the buffet. So, looking down here, is there any multi-day events? Oh, it's just continuing there. The multi-day events would start on a week, so they're probably going to have some starting on the next one. Now, some of these I do approve of. Playdates were super fun when I was a kid. Granola bars, those are pretty good. You know, I bring those hiking once in a while. Hugs are great. Hugs are not done enough. People should hug their friends more. Me and my friends hug each other all the time. And one-liners are pretty fun. And squirrels. Squirrels. And clam chowder's pretty good, even though, you know, we'll test that out when I have my EpiPen ready. That's like the thing you stab yourself with if you're getting an allergic reaction. It like jolts this thing into you. So, this is what I was talking about. In 2 days, we got Answer Your Cat's Questions Day. That even looks like my cat. Sage, where'd you go? Oh, he's all the way over there. So yeah, it's about trying to communicate with your cat. It's about like, you can try and communicate with your cat more. So that's one of those silly, but why not try and celebrate it ones. National Hot Sauce Day. Maybe on this day. So I have one of those world's hottest chips someone gave me. Those like one chip challenge things. I'm not going to eat it entirely myself. It'll like kill me, but I'm going to split it with some friends because I have it, so I need to do something with it, and it'll probably still like be bad enough to eat a quarter of one of those things. It like comes in a little box that's like, this chip will end you. So maybe I'll get some friends over here and get some friends to eat that chip with me. National Polka Dot Day. Well, we made a lot of polka dots on Desmos. Maybe we can, on Polka Dot Day, we'll go back to polka dot equations, maybe. And we got some that are much more political, although could be important. And various random ones. Oh, Chinese New Year is one of the more actually well-known holidays. So this one is actually going to show up in some calendars. Okay, whoa! They phrased this one weird. I'm assuming and hoping they mean day of commemoration of all the problems that child labor causes, or day of trying to end child labor. Child Labor Day sounds pretty wrongly phrased. Okay, yes, it's about ending child labor. Good. Okay. You have the power to end child labor. They need to come up with a different name for this day. They are branding this thing wrong. We got Coming from the Cold Day. Interesting. And this is when multi-day event... Okay, whoa! Multi-day events include International Hot Air Balloon Week and Kiss a Shark Week. The heck is Kiss a Shark Week? Sounds pretty dangerous. What is this? Kiss a Shark Week. It's going to a preschool thing, which is making me think this is just some game or analogy. All right. Thank you all for the continued cool comments. And yeah, we could have other days like square root of 5 day or other square root days. Those would be fun. Now, here's the thing. The month-day thing lining up actually isn't how I would put a math day. I would say maybe it should be like how many days into the year, but even that's random because when does the year start? I think to really structure a mathy holiday, you should say how many days, because a day is a concrete unit. Okay, this isn't loading, whatever. How many days from a global event such as the solstice or equinox? So like from the summer solstice is like the day that in a certain hemisphere, the day is longest compared to the night. On the summer solstice, that's like a real existent, shift. So that should be a holiday that's celebrated more. Somewhat a holiday, but it should be celebrated more. And I say we should name math holidays being like a certain amount of days after one of those. Someone says there's one called Candlemas on the 1st of February. That's fun. Yeah, a lot of thoughts about these. Now, looking at the next few holidays, because I don't know, we couldn't get any resources. The link's dead. That's a bad sign that they say there's Kiss a Shark Week, and the only link explaining what you're supposed to do is a dead link. So, okay. I guess I'll just follow the implied instructions, go to the beach, and find a shark. Meat Week, National School Choice Week, all right. We got some more multi-day events, Adopt a Rescued Bird Month and ones like that. And yep, it's still Oatmeal Month, apparently. That's the whole month. Also Slow Cooker Month and Soup Month. And a lot of stuff. All right. So, clicking forward for a few more, we're going to look just more briefly at the next few days, and then I'm curious what month's February is, because we kind of missed what, like, be doing something for January month, unless you, like, cram it in right at the end right now. So, we're going to see what random ones are on the rest of the January days. Then we'll see what is February, the months of. All right, these are pretty random sounding. And not only did we have National Pie Day, it's also National Rhubarb Pie Day. I feel like, why did rhubarb pie try and sneak in there? If it's already National Pie Day, it's like you get to have rhubarb pie. I don't know. I do like rhubarb. My grandma, rest in peace, made this thing called red stuff. This really awesome sauce that uses rhubarb mixed with other stuff. And someday I'll do a red stuff cooking tutorial because I learned how to cook it from her. And it's really good. Red stuff. So, going forward. Lame. Cool. Pretty lame. I mean, I use a Mac computer, but we don't need a day to celebrate a company. Talk like a grizzled prospector day. That's kind of fun. All right. What is lobster thermidor? The heck is lobster thermidor? Oh, it's a very specific type of dish. Maybe I don't know about lobster thermidor because I haven't been eating shellfish. National Compliment Day. That's nice. Speak up and succeed. Why not? Eddie's Pie Patent Day. What are you going off about? The day that this type of bar got patented? Come on, having a patent on it wasn't enough for your company? You had to make a day about that too? A room of one. Okay, they are really just trying to make the renters feel bad. They're like, by the way, in case you didn't get it a few days ago, that it's really, really good to own your own house, and that all the renters, we think, just don't know that it's better to own your own house. To any renters who have to share a room, we also want to now tell you that it's better to own your own room. So, come on, guys. Some people just can't afford that. National Opposite Day. I didn't know that was... There's a joke about Opposite Day being a thing, about how if you say it's Opposite Day, it shouldn't be. And so it's sort of paradoxical. How would you describe the Opposite Day? But apparently National Opposite Day is January 25th. Except on January 25th, you would say it's a different day. All right, National Opposite Day. Let's do it. Yeah, and I don't know about these ones, about a really specific type of recipe. You got to be a little more vague than that to be a holiday. All right. Clash and Close Day. What is Lotus 123 Day? This is so... No. Why do we need a day to celebrate when this spreadsheet debuted as an application? Okay, it's probably good for the tech world, but still, come on. Enough with the holidays that have to quote a brand or product to describe why they're a holiday. That should be forbidden from being a day if you have to quote a brand or a product to describe why you're a holiday. National Green Juice Day. It can be good. And some green juice is healthy. Peanut brittle tastes less healthy, but tastes good. All right. Toad Hollow Day of Encouragement. Toad Hollow is probably just some zone. What? Okay. Awareness for that you can get tax on earned income. What? Okay, commemoration in memory of the victims of the Holocaust, for sure. My grandfather escaped the Holocaust, and he saw his family die in it. I never met him, but... the Holocaust almost got my grandpa too, and then there'd be no combo class. National Geographic Day, for sure. I like National Geographic. They're a good organization. National Fun at Work Day. Yeah. National Chocolate Cake. Punch the Clock. They better not tell me this. In combo class, people may know that I may misinterpret this phrase, punch the clock day. I seem like the type of guy who'd misinterpret that. All right, some more random days. Thomas Crapper Day. Although Thomas Crapper did not invent the toilet, he did help perfect and popularize it. That's funny that, like, people say, like, oh, this guy called Thomas Crapper invented the toilet. That's why there's a slang for part of that word. But it's funny that it's like half an urban legend, like half fake. It's like, no, actually he didn't invent it. However, he did perfect and popularize it. Okay, so that's funny that it maybe the word that we use for that part of it did come from his name, maybe. So, although that appears to maybe be also related to anything cut off or separated. Now, what that reminds me of is this glitch I was going to show you guys. Okay. I think it's about time to see if the glitch is going to happen right now. Let me just go to, you guys just looking at me for a minute, because I need to look at if this glitch is still going to happen on my other browser. So, whenever I like don't want to say a bad word on a stream, it's sometimes, because YouTube gets offended about that. Like I swear in my own life sometimes. I'm not offended by swearing at all if anyone hangs around me, but you know how it, I'm a educational channel to a degree and don't want to get any overlords mad at you, but although there will be an episode about profanity someday where I'll probably swear a bunch just because it will be in an episode about profanity, but it always reminds me of a glitch that I once made a short of. And now, since it's still happening to me, it happened to me again this morning when I was trying to paste a link, and I keep on having to dodge this glitch. I'm going to see if it still happens right now, and I'm going to show you guys live on stream if it does. So, when I first made the short, some people thought I was like a genius programmer because it's such a random glitch that's like, it's really funny that it's a very funny random glitch that people thought I had somehow like hacked YouTube to make happen or something, which I have no idea how I'd go about making happen. Really, this glitch is just screwing me. Let me see if it's going to happen again right now so I can show you live on stream. So, this glitch happens when I try and paste a link to my main channel onto my bonus channel, using my own bonus channel, posting a link on one of my own shorts saying something like, by the way, also check out my full episodes on my main channel here with a link. So let's see if it's still happening. When I paste it, it switches it out from the link that says www.youtube.com/comboclass to at, like the at symbol. They keep the beginning of the text. They keep also check out the full episodes on my main channel here. Then the rest of it gets replaced with an at symbol and the last three letters of the link, which spell out ass. And so I've accidentally left comments in the past, I'm sure, before I caught this glitch that say, also check out my full episodes on my main channel here, at ass, as if I'm like linking to like my username is at ass. And now they actually do use ats on YouTube like that, so it's even worse. It's like people are going to think that to look me up, they're supposed to look up at ass. It's like, what? And if YouTube gets mad at me for saying that right here, I'm quoting you guys. I'm quoting what you keep making me accidentally say. So, okay, it didn't happen right now when I did it. Next time the glitch happens, because it's very inconsistent. Sometimes it lets me post the link. Sometimes it switches it to that. I'm going to live stream next time it does this glitch, because it is just absolutely absurd that it tries to do this. Let me try on one more video just to see if it's going to pop up or not. And then we're going to go back to our holidays and all of that fun stuff. Let me see if it gives me problems again or not. Now it's just being really weird. Yeah, don't spam the same thing a bunch. We want interesting thoughts in the comments, you know? But yeah, we're going to go back to our holidays in a second. This was sort of just like our little break anyway. I wanted to see if it was still doing this glitch on me, but I think it's not doing it now, even though it did it this morning, which is really annoying. I barely caught it this morning and then corrected it. Okay, I'll have to live stream next time it does that, because you can find the short on my page where I did film it. But some people literally thought I like hacked YouTube or something to make that happen, which I have no idea how I would do. Okay, wait, no. Oh my God, it's doing it. Okay, let me switch over to this. Look at this. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just going to switch you guys here. It does it on like half the videos. That's the annoying thing. It wasn't doing it on the other one. Here I am right here. This is the comments on one of my videos. My own video, my own channel. I'm going to try to type this in. I paste in my link to my thing. What? Look. Why? Why? And so usually the way it comes in is I'll be like, check out, or like, also check out my full episodes on my main channel here. And I paste it, and it looks normal so far. Look! What is YouTube trying to do to me? Why? I need to talk to YouTube sometime about this. Oh my God. So yeah, what I have to do is like also check out the full episodes on my main channel here. And then I have to type in the link from scratch because I'm too scared to copy paste it, because when I copy pasted it, it looked completely normal there and then switched. And when I type it in, it's more likely to stay. Thank heavens. So, that is a pretty ridiculous one. So, where did our holidays go? One moment. Let me get... Oops. Uh-oh. One moment. No. What's going on? All right. So let me pull up my other browser again, so real quick, so I can get us over to the holidays. And here we are. Got our holidays back, and it's back on that Thomas Crapper Day. Going back here, we can look at one or two more days, and then we will be on to what month's February is. So, yeah, I don't know what to do about that YouTube glitch. I'm gonna have to ask them sometime. It's funny. It's totally funny enough that it's worth it if I accidentally somewhere have floating out on some old videos comments saying check out my main channel here at ass. The fact that it's that funny, I'll accept it. But it's very ridiculous. When I was trying to post other ones, it cut off some of the other links too. One time when I tried to post links to other things, and it would keep the last few letters of whatever the links were. But none of the other ones had their last few letters be ass. Why did I name my show that? Sometime I already was thinking, it was like a joke in my head that if I ever want to like make some sponsor angry or something who doesn't want anything even close to like a bad word if they consider ass that, I could like do the kerning, which is like how much spacing between each letter. So it's like combo cool ass and just like spread them a little further apart than normal. So YouTube decided to make my potential gag slap me in the face harder than I imagined. So I needed someone to talk to someone on YouTube about that. All right, International Lego Day. As I've shown before here, I actually have a Lego set out here that I said I would build on stream sometime. I like Legos. They're fun. Legos are cool. We'll build a Lego maybe on International Lego Day. And we got some other random ones. Daisies, that's nice. Blueberry pancakes, that's fun. Kazoo, okay. Rest in peace all the parents on that day. But I like kazoos, they're fun. We used to sell kazoos at the music shop I would work at, though. And when a kid would get really excited about buying the kazoo and their parent would like grudgingly get it for them, it's like, oh man, to the parent. But they're fun. Seed swap, that sounds cool. Various cool ones here. And we're getting close to the end of January. Curmudgeon's Day. Why? National Puzzle Day. I like puzzles. Maybe sometime we'll do a tutorial on how to do some of the mathy puzzles in the newspaper. I like doing puzzles like that sometimes as like a meditational activity. And stuff like Sudokus or these ones called two-knot touches that I like. Also known as star battles or like the Ken-Kens. I am pretty quick at all those. Maybe I'll sometime do a tutorial about the way my brain thinks through puzzles like that. I can find them pretty meditative at times. I mean, I haven't been doing them the past couple months at all, but I've gone through phases where I'll like meditatively do that. Although where I would actually get them, I'm going to shout out a random website, is I didn't need to get a newspaper. I would go to this one called crazydad.com with K. And Crazy Dad had all the cool two-knot touch puzzles and all the cool, as he called Ken-Ken's inkies. These puzzles are cool. These ones are cool. And there's other cool ones on here, too. The one called Bridges was cool. These ones are trippy. There's a lot of ones. Shout out Crazy Dad for making a lot of puzzles available online. Those actually helped me get through some dark times when I needed some meditational activity. So maybe I'll reach out to Crazy Dad sometime because he has tutorials about his two-knot touches here. And I think he's missing one thing in his tutorial. I think that I have a thing. Ooh, is that a squirrel? Is that a squirrel appreciation? Okay, squirrel appreciation. I think I have a thing that he either forgot to put in his tutorial or that he doesn't know about his puzzles. So, not that he invented these, but he's like by far the largest generator of them these days. He probably knows more about their math than anyone in the world. I need to reach out to this guy sometime. If Crazy Dad happens to be listening, shoot me an email. Back to our holidays. Okay, got some various days. And Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. Those are fun to pop. And all right, some National Inane Answering Message Day. What? If something is inane, it is silly or stupid. According to these fellas who created the day takes place each year so that people can listen to what they have as their recorded greeting for their voicemail and home answering machines. And The best way to celebrate it is to replace your recorded greeting message. Wait. This is the opposite of what it sounds like. It says to replace any that are inane. To replace any that are ridiculous or annoying. I thought the point would be to, for one day of the year, make a really pointless and annoying message. That would have been funnier. So, we got oh god, what? This sounds like mean-spirited. Yodel for your neighbors. I don't know if anyone's neighbor wants them yodeling. I don't think yodeling has ever been for someone's neighbors. Let's see. So I guess it's because yodeling is often related to traveling shows. Celebrate the day by walking around your neighborhood and yodeling for your neighbors. I guess if you're like walking down the street while yodeling and you just pass each house once, that's fine. But if you're just like sitting at home yodeling for your specific neighbors. All right. One more day. What did they say wait a minute. They said backwards day was a different one. They said backwards day was the 25th. They said this was a different day was backwards day. They got to get their facts straight. I guess it's because so many people have come up with jokes about backwards day that a few people have tried to be like, I picked the day, and multiple people have made that joke. Hell is freezing over day. Interesting. Hug an economist day. Very specific. Appreciate your social security check day. Not everyone gets one of those. What the heck? So now we're going to see what February is the month of. And what this is the month of, these are the days first. There's going to be a lot of days on the first of the month. People who pick days who are like, I have a day I want to pick, or I have a concept I want to fix to a day. They like picking the first of the month. The first of the month's a little top heavy with the days always. What's the most interesting one here? That sounds kind of sensible. Change your password day to have once a year. What's the most fun one, though? Probably decorating with candy day. This is definitely the least fun one. Car insurance day. And, all right, some random ones. But now we could see what February is the month of. So, a lot of months. A lot of months. Some of them are like for awareness of like more important social causes. Some of them are very random. But wouldn't this be funny if someone's identity was this? Like they're like, okay, it's February, time to just start drinking grapefruit and snack foods and going to weddings. This is kind of... Okay, National Fasting February is so mad that National Snack Food Month is also that month. That's pretty ironic. Oh, man. I wonder which came first. Whichever of these came first, National Snack Food Month being February or National Fasting Month being February, is so mad about the second one trying to be set. All right. Lot of different months and days it's part of. Now, I need to run to the bathroom real quick, and then I'm going to come back and do some more fun stuff, maybe some Desmos and stuff with you guys. So stick around. I'll just be a minute or two, and you guys can take a peek at what days happen to be February 2nd. Ironically, I just made a short about Kiwis. Oh, there's Candlemas, someone put in the comments. But they're saying it's February 2nd. But yeah. Leave your thoughts about these ones. Which of these are you going to celebrate? And I will be back in a moment. All right, I'm returning to all of my combo lords. Looks like pretty much all of you stuck around, or the same amount of people, so thank you so much for that. And looking at the questions, yeah, to Surya Dev, asking my opinion about women's and saying what I like or hate about them. I agree with the people saying it's a dumb question and that misogyny is last century. I don't know what you expect me to say, but I love and respect women, and I don't really judge someone based on their gender anyway, so you're not going to get some like weird sexist answer out of me. Um, so, wondering about these holidays, though, because I think it's fun to celebrate random holidays, and I don't have anything weird or sexist to thrill you with. In combo class, we love and respect all people who are also loving and respecting people. So no need to worry too much about what gender any of us are. Now, here we got Kiwi Fruit Day, which is a cool one because I had those mutant kiwis. I might still have one inside. I should check that later. If I still have those weird, like, elongated ones from one of the shorts I put out recently. They're these crazy kiwis. Then get your Candlemas Crepe Day. Oh, Groundhog Day is one of the ones that's actually more notably mentioned. Very obscure traditional thing where it's like there's this weird tradition that they pretend that a groundhog is going to predict whether it stays wintry or not. So that's weird. I don't know. I mean, I'll say I'm down. Why not? Groundhog Day, out of all the holidays, it's just silly enough that I approve. If it was just like a little less ridiculous, then I would be like, what are they even doing? But it's just past the threshold where it's ridiculous enough to be fun. Let's see. Yeah, they put tons of days near the beginning of the months. Cool. So I think what I'm going to do is unplug this for a moment so we can go where it's not blasting with light as much. And we're going to switch gears a little bit because that was some fun holiday investigations. And what we are going to switch gears to next, and we will maybe do this once in a while, because we only, went through like the beginning of February. So this may be a funny thing we might do some months, is look through all of the holidays that are coming that month and see which ones we want to celebrate. And which ones we think are dumb and we don't want to celebrate. So let's see. Various comments. Someone asked a special memory about Valentine's Day. I don't know. I'll tell you more life stories in the future. I don't have anything remarkable from that holiday, honestly, but I have memories I'll share at some point. Someone's wondering the exponential version of factorial and triangular numbers. That's a great question because triangulars and factorials are very similar in that we're adding up the first positive integers or we're multiplying through the first positive integers. You could see it as we've taken the natural numbers and we're now taking a collective one step at a time sum or collective product. And there's the exponentiation version. Here's the problem with that. If you put 1 on the bottom, we're gonna... Okay, my whiteboards are dead from the rain. Okay. Bear with this whiteboard. If we take 1 at the bottom and go to 2 to 3, it doesn't matter how many we stack. It's going to be 1. 1 to any power is still 1. So we would have to go backwards. We'd have to go like 3 to the 2 to the 1, 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 1. And those are called exponential factorials. So let me double check that's the right term. Exponential factorial. Yeah, so an exponential factorial is what you're thinking of if we do it backwards, like 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 1. Because if I go like 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4, that's not going to work. The order of the tower, if you mean which order you read it, it does matter. And the convention is to start at the smallest at the top and go down. So you wouldn't read 4 to the... Here, let me just pull you on... Yeah, you can see this too, right? So 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 1... is um, you wouldn't go 4 cubed first. First you'd go 2 to the 1, then you'd apply 3 to the 2. And then go down. And someone said there should be National Bucket Hat Day. I wouldn't be surprised if there is. It seems like they have so many of them. Someone says the product of the first n factorials is called the superfactorial, and that is another way we could go, which is that's different than like the exponential version, but it's like if we did the factorials and then took another successive product. And what's the nth term if they mean of the exponential factorials? Well, we could tell they get really big. I actually put these in my factorial episode. So like on the main channel, I did a fun episode about factorials. And I mentioned how like these get so big so fast that for the 5th exponential factorial, I'm only going to write out how many digits it has because I don't want to write it out. And that would take me like weeks to write, literally. So, someone says there's something wrong with my soil. I have weirdo fruit. I wonder what you mean, like the fruit growing around here. The kiwi, if you mean that, didn't grow here. There are weird lemons that grow near here, and there are some other weird plants, but the kiwi I got from a market. I got it at this like produce store. I was like, whoa, they have a new type of kiwi here today. So the kiwi I didn't grow here, unfortunately, but there is something weird with the soil, but unfortunately it's not that it's like luscious soil. What's weird is that we're on landfill, and so if you dig, you would hit like glass and metal and stuff and then water. So, someone's mentioning solving the 1 to the n problem. You could try and go 2 to the n factorial over 2. That's another interesting thought. And yeah, alien soil. I do think that I like to joke in a possibly real way about there being aliens watching us. And it's halfway between a joke and a philosophical thought experiment of what's the difference of if we know if it's true or not. And I do think that since I have some alien-esque qualities myself, I've also joked at times that I probably have come from a different planet. And that whichever planet I'm from is probably, the cats there are probably where my cat Dandelion came from, because he's a weirdo too. And so if anyone wants, feel free to have a running joke that I am an alien and try and get the conspiracy theorists out there to actually believe it. I want some conspiracy theorist to make a video essay about how they think I'm an alien. So I'm down with that being one of our running gags. Aliens and space are a theme that will show up in combo class at times. And maybe I'm only saying this because, you know, if I was an alien and I wanted to not seem that wild, or I wanted to seem less alien-like, I'd probably crack a lot of jokes about there being aliens to try and just make everyone think it was just a joke. Someone's wondering what was dumped in the landfill. Yeah, maybe some radioactive waste. No, I don't know. A lot of the land around here was landfill, and I'm not 100% sure the ground under the house here is, but I know a lot of the land in the area is, and I know that when we've dug, we've found like things that resemble it. So I don't really know the history of here. Maybe if we go back far enough, it was like the place where some weird radioactive incident occurred. And being alien, what would be my superpowers? If I were alien, is how I have to phrase it legally. Good question. I think my superpower is, I don't know. If I really was an alien, here's the thing: is I don't necessarily need a superpower, but I'm coming from the alien society that already knows that base 6 is better, already knows the English alphabet isn't properly, worked to its best possibility, already knows that calendars could be updated and things, and so I'm just sort of trying to trick all the humans into getting onto the plan the aliens already figured out. So, okay. That's all for that running gag for now. We can look later at our exponential factorials because they will return in a future episode when I talk about this weird thing. So anyone who wants to try and digest that right now can. Don't worry if that doesn't make sense. This will be in an episode, probably even in grade -1, because one of the episodes coming up in either like grade -1 or early grade -2 is about adding up infinite series of things like that and which ones converge to a value. And this one converges to a really weird value. Someone asked, do I pledge allegiance to the metric system? Now, here's the thing. I like the metric system, what it's going for, and it's better than the other, what you call imperial system in most ways. However, the metric system is smart because we should move the decimal. And the problem with it is then it's fixed on the base we use. We use a base 10 system. The metric system actually isn't good at calculating thirds of things. The metric system is actually arguably worse at a lot of divisions because it can divide by fifths easily and not by thirds without needing a repeating decimal. And we more commonly in life need to divide by thirds than fifths. So the metric system's honestly a little overrated. People are like, yeah, obviously we should move the decimal. We should move the decimal. We should have a metric system. And we should count in base 6 or base 12 instead. I prefer base 6, but base 6 or base 12 and the metric system together would be ideal. Then we would move the decimal, and it would be the next number, and it would be good at getting thirds represented as opposed to worrying about fifths, but it could do thirds, which are a lot more important. So I think the metric system's honestly a little overrated because it's dependent on our base 10 system that sucks. However, if I had to pick one, the metric... Whoa, he just flew out of the tree. Sage just... He is so nimble. However, in our current society, it is better. The imperial system's just so sloppy and messy that the metric system's better than the alternative. But the alternative does have logic behind having 12 inches in a foot. Well, this is a 1.5 feet, but 12 inches in a foot. 12 is a more divisible number than 10. So some people get overly offended about the inch to foot thing. It is very dumb that it's different amounts, that it's like a different amount of inches to feet as feet to yard as yards to mile and stuff like that. The amount of miles is pretty confusing and weird. But with that said, they are slightly more divisible numbers. So to be honest, although the metric system's better, it's not that much better. It's better in a different way that ends up being more practical, but they're both good in different ways, and our system's not optimized because it should be able to be good in both those ways, which would be the case if we counted metric but divided things in 6s or 12s instead of 10s. So, we are going to go to Desmos, to whoever is reminding me in the comment. And what we're going to do on Desmos is going to be looking at some of the classic types of function we've fiddled with before, but starting with modular stuff. And to start, let's just see if we interpret something in a mod. We've been used to number theory where we're mostly talking about integers. And in our number theory land, the mods are usually a remainder that's a whole number when we're dividing whole numbers by other things, sort of. But here, we also are going to be noticing a mod relating to the fractional component of a number. Because now we're zooming in and like, You know, we could even say something in mod 1, for example, which normally everything would be congruent to 0 in mod 1 if we're just talking about whole numbers. But now that we have this whole spectrum, we can say congruent to mod 1, or we can say we're in mod 1, and then we're going to just have the fractional part of each number. For example, if I say, here's how they write it. If I say y equals x, that's a line. But if I say y equals mod x, this is saying basically x in mod 1. This is how they do it in Desmos. Then we're just seeing how much the x value had fractional component at each point. Now, what if I said both sides are going to do that? We want to know when y's fractional value is the same as x's fractional value. Oh, no, wait, to 1. Here, we get lines. So with these lines, these are all the spots where the y's fractional component is equal to x's fractional component. And warning, I am going to pause on looking at the chat for a minute because I'm going to get pretty carried away with this for a moment. We're going to see some beautiful stuff, and then definitely keep posting thoughts and questions. I will come back to the chat after. So now, of course, we can try and do other things. We could say, what happens if I make these a variable? I'm going to start by making them the same variable. And we're sort of just spreading apart the lines. Like now, these are the spots where y's value in mod 2 is equal to x's value in mod 2. Let's see what happens if we did less than. Ah, interesting. So it's that portion of it that's less than or more than. And if I set this back to 1, they just sort of shrink. Now, we're going to go back to equal first. Although it looks really nice to bring in the inequalities, I like to sometimes see the equal because there's something with this modular thing that's somewhat simple and sort of beautiful to try and semi-comprehend. Like right here, I can fully comprehend that these would be the points. It makes sense to me that these are the points where the y fractional value is equal to the x fractional value. But when I start throwing in signs and stuff, it's going to be a little harder for me to conceptualize, and I'm kind of just going to be trusting the program. But it's still kind of cool just to put an equals to start and see like to what degree we can conceptualize. Like now we're seeing when is sine of the y coordinates fractional value x equal to x's fractional value. And this has these waves, but they do seem to have little glitches. Now, I don't think the glitch is that big. I think as you zoom in, it's going to still just have a little glitch. I think this is just trying to show us that there's a gap there. There's like a spot it's not true for. So we get these waves mostly with some little seeming glitches in them, possibly. Now, and the glitches, like I said, could be infinitesimally small, but they're making them look bigger so we can notice them. What if we put that on both ends? That's interesting. We're getting circles with little like holes in them in these squares, sort of. Now let's try and bring in the inequality. Cool. Circles and squares, sort of. All right. Now what we're going to do is pretty wacky. We're going to, instead of putting them in mod 1, put them in mod of themselves or each other. Look, I got X's and O's. I got rows of X's and O's. There's holes in the O's, but still, you ever wanted rows of X's and O's? There you go. There's an equation for it. And what if we throw a Y there too? Whoa, these look like smiley faces almost. That looked like the bottom of a smiley face doing something weird. This one's weird. Now, some of these are weird because as you zoom in, there's some places in these modular ones that I didn't notice this trait happening before, where it has these like glitchy lines that are like somewhat there, See that like glitchy, like some of these glitchy sideways ones that are like somewhat there. Usually when you zoom in, these ones, okay, makes sense. They're just filling them in as they go. We'll see other ones elsewhere where it seemed like it was trying to tell me like half the points in that range worked or something. Here it's just not comprehending it, I think. As I zoom in, do they look full? It's weird that they're doing that. Yeah, maybe they just couldn't draw them all. These are cool shapes. And above there, we just get this weird checkerboardy pattern, I guess. Now, let's try putting that one to X instead. This is weird. This is a new type of realm. Yeah, see, look at these weird, like, lines that are, like, skipping and coming. The ones, like, on top of the X's. What's up with those? You see how it looks like there's, like, some stuff there? This is having trouble comprehending this. Like, are these things here or not? That's weird. I'm giving it trouble, maybe. We can see part of this web. Now, let's now put them to each other's. Now we get this little zone. And now instead of sine, let's try this. This is another one I fiddled around with. That was, well, let's try an inequality real quick. See how that looks. Cool. Now we're going to try fiddling around with something else, which is instead of the sine, well, okay, actually first, whenever we have sine in the mix, we got to try replacing them with tangents. That was weird. Huh. This one's having a lot of trouble comprehending it. There's like infinite dust in there. Ooh. This one's trippy. This is one of those ones that's starting to get closer to this spider webby look I was talking about. Doesn't that look like a spider web? There are ones in a minute that'll look even more like spider webs. This also looks like a highway of cars driving by from above. But this is giving it a lot of trouble, having it try and do this. We're going to take out these, and what we're going to do is put these squared. Now, this is what I was talking about, where they start to form these spider webs. Doesn't that look like a spider web? Haven't you seen those spider webs that, like, glitch off and connect that way? It has, like, certain parts of its thread. Weird, though. Like, what's up with this? Like, this is what I don't understand. This bit still has these gaps in it. Is it trying to tell me that, like, some of the points here it's true for and not all of them? I think this might be, like, meaning something along the lines of, like, on an infinitely small scale, there are both points on this line, like, intermingled with each other that it's true for and that it's not true for. Whereas, like, on the fixed lines that are a little more steady, we're like, okay, all the points on that are true. But I'm not sure to what degree it's just not comprehending it right. As I zoom in, it just doesn't want to connect this part. It thinks there's something missing somewhere in there. It's weird. And this is like spider webs too to me, how they like reflect in the sunlight and vanish, even though it's kind of just the app having trouble at parts of this. It looks like when like the spider webs, like now you're at a bright or a less bright place where you can like reflect them better. Here we get new types. And what if I put them to themselves instead? Ooh. Whoa. And what if they're both... Ooh, that's both to themselves. Okay. And now what we're going to try is... let's see. There were some weird ones I tried. I forget if this did anything good, but... I'm going to try putting the squared on the other one, even though it's going to give it a lot of trouble. Whoa. That's weird. You like have this like thing arching in here, and then you zoom into this zone, and it's like this weird, infinitely dense, having trouble comprehending thing. That's strange. And if you're all the way out here, you'd think it was a boring graph. And then you zoom in and you're like, what the heck? Let's also see what happens when we put them squared in mod 1. Oh, that's interesting. These are cool. It's like some things we've kind of seen before, but it has these holes in it. Like, I think it has holes on this axis. Now, what if one of them doesn't change what the other does? Okay. All right. So, what we're going to try next is putting all the y on one side and putting this, just more combos in here. Like, we're going to say... Well, actually, no, we're not going to put the y on one side. Let's put the x and y together and then put just like 1 or like a constant on the other side. So we'll put mod of x times y in mod 1 equals a. So where are the points where x times y, this fractional component, is equal to this thing? Here we get a couple places where it works. Kind of dancing along. Now, what if I did x plus y? Get that boring thing, x minus y. X divided by y. Ooh, that one's interesting. And what else could we try here? A lot of nice birds up there. We also could try x squared plus y squared, kind of like... Oh, I need to plug in my battery in soon. Now we got a bunch of circles when we're in the right zone. Whoa. And what if we try this? Like x, y, and mod x. Let me get my charger, though. It's right here. Alright, I need to relocate a little bit. We might get sun blasted. Oh no, I think the shade is helping us out now. We've passed the like hyper glary part of the day. Okay. So, what else we got going here? Ooh, this one's fun. It swings. What if we put less then? And what if we say xy in mod x plus y? Oh, that's wacky. All right. Now, real quick, I'm going to have to make myself the big one so I can look at a note or two here on my computer and see. There was some I took down as a note here in one of my documents that would be good to do. So let me pull those up. Here's a good one. Okay. So there's one good one, and let me find one or two more good ones. Because, yeah, I took a few notes of some really perplexing ones, as usual. Here we go. I'm just going to take a note of a few of these here. Let me photograph this real quick, and then I will be able to see. All right, so now I got some of my mysterious notes there. And now we can go back to our Desmos. And I'm going to try plugging in one or two of these interesting ones that I noted. We got a surprisingly simple one is if we take y in mod x equals x in mod 1. This one makes a weird, like, here we get all these lines it works for, marching off this way. Here we get this spider web. Same with up here. Here we could just get these glitchy rays flying off, kind of. Here it's like a spider webby thing. And here we get this staircase that I can't tell what's going on, where there's like these bits where it's like some of the points there work and some of them don't. So I'm going to need to look into the math of these lines sometime. Like the math of, does it make sense that some of the points on that line fit this equality and others don't? So yeah, I'll think about that sometime. For now, it's just a trippy looking staircase and spider web and everything. And what are some other ones I had? We got, oh yeah, here's another X's and O's if you want. We can put sign on these. And now we get this weird barrier and a bunch of X's and O's forever on these quadrants. Although the O's have holes in them, but I think they are microscopic holes. And what part of it gets filled in if we inequality it? All right. Interesting. Okay. Let me make sure this is good. So, one or two more fun variations on this is all right, so this one we're going to go a little further. Mod of sine of y squared. And now we're going to say in mod n, though. And now we're going to say is more than mod of sine of x squared in mod n also. Oh, we're going to have to zoom in to try and comprehend this. Hi, Sage. My cat Sage keeps visiting. That's a nice thing about being out here. You never know what critters will visit you. So look at this weird world. Let's do greater than or equal to get those boundaries off. So adjusting our n, we can make it do all these weird mutated patterns. I'm going to go a little closer so we can see it a little clearer. I can comprehend it better at this scale. That's weird. All the way up here, it's not seeming to change much anymore where we're at. And then you go down, and it starts filling in these guys, and then distorting and rippling everything in weird ways. And then going back. So that's pretty wild. And what if we replace these n's with x's? That, even just replacing one of them was pretty wild. Hey, Sage. There's a little cat meow. Sage. So now we'll look at if I replace both of them with x's, we get this thing. Oh no, there's no n's anymore. Yeah, that's wild. What if I replace 1 with the y? And we get this landscape. This is interesting. Hey, Sage. And I think I have one more noted down that looked quite interesting, which is, all right, here's one more. Starting from scratch, we got mod, or it says the mod first, but it's really sine of x squared. Oh, no, wait, no. This one was different. Y in mod x is less than or equal to sine of x plus y in mod x. Look at that one. Look at that craziness. Now, for this one, we have to take off the inequality for a second so you can just also see like what this crazy pattern looks like. Look at this. It can't comprehend all of it, but there's like all these overlapping rays spiraling out like tentacles. It looks like some crazy squid or something. Whoa, like some Lovecraftian beast. And we can always play around with like changing weird traits like that. Like that's when I put times instead. That's when I put minus instead. Here's what happens if I try that. Nope, got boring. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Here's what happens if I put that instead. Weird. Here's what happens if this turns to 1. Weird. Oh, that's trippy. This is like a spider web if the from a very trippy spider. These are an interesting continuing like set of friends. All right. And we might as well try tangent. And originally we had that as x. Okay, that's a little too crazy. This is like the crazier version of that one. This one does look again like a weird spider web, but part of that is the computer having trouble. All right, now let's try and inequality it. Whoa, what a world. What a crazy realm. Wow. All right. Let me take a peek back at our chat comments, because that was a little fun distraction for a moment. I always love fiddling around with those. And I'm sure we still have a lot more to figure out about how we can play around with adding mod onto some of the earlier graphs that I found. Someone's wondering if you could put it on a t-shirt. That is a good idea, that if someday when I sell merch, I have some other ideas for cool shirts I want to make that are like cool math things, like a cool example of a type of dice that I'm going to put in an episode, like specific numbers that work well. Maybe I'll make a shirt to try and get threven in the dictionary. Maybe we'll make shirts that are like, I helped get threven in the dictionary. And maybe we'll make some shirts that just say like Combo Lord or something. But these would be good backgrounds if I ever make some sort of merch, because some of these are beautiful. And even though the modular ones are like super cool, because of those weird dusty bits, they're harder to feel like we've fully represented what's really going on. But some of these classics, like sine of x squared plus sine of y squared equals 1. Was that right? What's wrong there? Oh, I'm just too zoomed in. That's funny. Here we are there. So something like this, or when we say equals 0 is another cool state too. But I like equals 1 more maybe. Stuff like this are pretty cool because these are actually like, even though I really love the mod ones, these ones are actually like, well, that bit looks glitched, but it's like comprehending correctly that these are like the exact spots where that equation holds. But maybe some of the modular ones will be so cool that we can't not put them in the t-shirt design. So it's hard to say. Someone else, what the heck? Who named their channel Combo Class Bonus 2? That's weird. Combo Class Bonus 2 is not my channel, by the way. I'm not sure who made that channel. That's interesting. I'm looking at this channel called Combo Class Bonus 2. Weird. Okay. I guess I should feel honored. It's okay, because Combo Class Bonus is already kind of my 2 channel. It's a Combo Class Bonus I almost called Combo Class 2. So, I guess somebody else decided to make a Combo Class Bonus 2 channel. All right. But hello to whoever that is. If anybody does ever want to like repost any of my content places, you can feel free. I just like getting my name out various more places. So people can always like, if they like a particular clip of mine out of a massive stream or out of a video or whatever, you can repost whatever you want from me as long as you mention that I'm the one who it was. You know, I mean, like if you do that, say Demotro and Combo Class somewhere in there so they know who it's from. But I don't care. I'm not going to copyright strike them for that name, I don't think. I don't mind. I feel, I guess, honored. But yeah, as long as nobody thinks that's actually my channel. Maybe I should let them know, whoever's running the Combo Class Bonus channel, if you mean that you're Combo Class Bonus 2 of my channel, you should probably remove the bit that, well, it's called at CCB2 official. It's not, definitely not an official one. I'm not sure who made it, but I am weirdly honored. In any case, going back to our chat, someone has a suggestion for a mod one. All right, we'll try that out real quick. There's also a few other cool ones. Someone's asking if I'm running it locally or on the cloud. And I'm doing it online, so I'm not using like a downloaded version of it, if that's what you mean. So using a downloaded version of some app would maybe let it run faster. I will at some point look into other graphing softwares too, like the one called GeoGebra I might have fun with. Let's see. Someone's wondering why don't we use stuff like a fifth past 3 to say 312. And I mentioned that in one of my main channel episodes once, and maybe a short too, I'm not sure. But that was one a while ago that I put where I was like, these are new names we should be using. You can use fifth past, you can use 12th past, you can use 10th past, and all those. So I think people should do those more. That is a very combo classy term. So if we ever meet up, maybe I'll describe it that time. Like we'll have a combo class meet up at 3rd past 3. So I think there may have been a few suggestions. I see 2 right here. I'll try. The first one was tan of natural log of x squared times y squared equals cosine of the natural log of x squared over, no, x squared over, wait, x squared over y squared. Ooh, what's going on here? Yeah, is this a fractal, maybe self-recurring structure? Does it have the same shape or a similar one? I'm curious. In either case, it's cool that you can just keep going. Does it go infinitely out, or does it have an outside? I'm assuming it goes infinitely out. Does it? Are we still going? We still going? We still going? Okay, I'm assuming it goes infinitely out because we're pretty far out. That is cool. Infinite recursion. That's an awesome one. And one moment, let me make sure I'm still coming through on the right view and stuff. Yeah. So someone's wondering why the French count how they do, and I don't know how the French count, so I'm not sure. I think I remember hearing some languages have some really weird ways of putting together numbers. Now let's see. And yeah, we got one more cool recommendation. This one's really cool. I'm going to take a photo of that equation as a reminder that was really cool. Because that one was iterated. Now, back to the chat. I got one more from Voider here about one more suggestion, which is r equals theta, and these are the polar coordinates. That's a good call. I hadn't tried mixing the polars and the mods much yet. I think you mean pi. Is that pi minus theta? I hope that's what you mean there by the dash there. Was that what you meant? Because I'm not seeing. Well, maybe it's because I'm too small. Maybe that seemed kind of like what it was, but maybe you didn't mean minuses by those. But I'm not seeing anything for here. Oh no, wait, now I was zoomed out. Maybe it's smaller. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm too big. We're going down whole magnitudes of numbers, but we're still too far. All right, get us back. Come on. All right. No, in. Okay. Ooh, that's cool. So it looks like a spiral, but yeah, it like falls apart there. Oh, my spiral broke. Whoa. That's trippy. Look at all these broken parts of spiral. That's chaotic and cool. Nice. Yeah, what else works with these polar coordinates in it? Like, what if we just try theta in mod 1? We get that guy. And what if we try theta squared? Oh no, what's going on? 2? No. Theta squared in mod 1. Well, that's too much in mod theta. Whoa, that one's trippy. Whoa, this is like an optical illusion. Look at this. When I go out, doesn't it look like the axes are turning? Doesn't it look like I'm like rotating the screen? Like I'm not rotating the screen when I'm going in. Whoa, that's cool. It's super optical illusion-y. So yeah, a lot of possible things we could try and incorporate here. What if we said, well, it's funny. Get a little circle hanging out on top of that stuff. Yeah, a little loopy guy. Ah, well, that's trippy. Hmm. And what if we make that a tangent? Okay, chaos. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Ah, it's kind of like a bug. I like my bugs. This is like a little flower or a little shrub of some sort. I like that shrub. Cool. All right. Um, let's see. A lot of fun ones in there. Someone said an infinitely recursive one that would be not safe for work to show on stream. That's interesting. I don't know. Put it in the comments. I'll check it on my own later and then I'll try it on stream. Uh that would be bad if I like somehow graph an equation that just like happens to look like something that's like some censorable thing. Um let's see. Lots of great thoughts. I'm sure I missed a few in the comments, but can't go back through all of them all the time. Thank you all, in any case, for leaving some thoughts and stuff. Maybe while we wrap up our stream pretty soon, we will do a few bubbles. And feel free to ask any questions before I wrap up because those were the main activities I had planned. Looking at holidays and some modular graphs. But if I get sidetracked enough, we can hang out another minute or two. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask, and we can try and see about blowing some wild bubbles. And I need to restock this little bubble thing and try and not aim them at the computer because these bubbles, the really big ones, they can splash an insane amount of juice. They can like pop and like it's just juice everywhere. All right. Ooh. Oh. This one's just hanging around. Whoa! I keep trying to dodge them, so when they come at you, I don't want to pop them, so I'm like trying to dodge them. All right. Um, in any case, some things, combo classy things. Yeah, it really gets you in the eye when it like those big ones pop with a lot of juice. Um, I still think that someday, even though it's kind of an impractical, like crazy move, if I ever go to a party at one of my friends' houses who I like know the friend well enough that I know this wouldn't mess up their night, I kind of want to just like walk into a party after like shooting this bubble in first. Just like send that through the door and then enter the room. Um, but in any case, things to look forward to in combo class in the near future. I just filmed that base 2i episode, which will take a little editing, but should be out in a few days on the main channel. Also, will be, of course, doing more shorts and live streams and stuff on this channel, and posting some more bonus stuff for my Patreon people very soon, too. So make sure to check that out if you haven't yet, because all the people who helped me on there get some cool bonus footage and rare behind the scenes and stuff. Um, and after base 2i, we're getting pretty close to the end of grade -1, which I expect grade -2 to start in April. And There may be a tiny bit, like the end of March off, like as a little break, but there's not going to be much of a break. We're mostly going from one grade right to the other. I may need a week to reset up a new desk and stuff, because we're going to freshen up for grade -2 and then let this cycle rehappen. And you guys can take votes on how many episodes the next desk will last. um, and what will happen to the next lab coat. So leave your last thoughts in the comments, or last questions or anything, which I will check in a second after I uh, get myself to stop having fun with this cool device. I guess you guys can't even see it that big. I need to make a few where you guys can see them big. Why am I making you guys stare at that bug instead of watching these bubbles? You guys need to see one or two of them big. So that one didn't last very long, but they can last a minute. They can be super cool. Oop. Okay. Well, they launch off here and do really good sometimes. It's hard to aim them for the stream, but if you aim one up, you can get it to do some wild stuff sometimes. Let me check the chat for any outro thoughts for any of our combo lords around. As usual, I love you all so much, and thank you for joining me. I have a lot of fun doing these streams, and the next one will be in not long. A lot of philosophical questions about why we're on Earth and life and stuff, and I will have to answer those in the future. They're very interesting questions, but they will take a long time for me to present various thoughts about what I think life might be or what I think existence might be. We'll do a lot of philosophy mixed in with our science and math as well. And let's see. And yeah, if you find the graph again, whoever found the one they thought was not safe for work but looked cool, yeah, you can send it to the Combo Class Discord. And or the subreddit also, I check there. And let's see, lots of fun comments. Love you all, and I think I'm gonna take off now, work on some editing and chilling with my cats. And I was wait, so we got to revisit one thing. What were the holidays today? Because it was Take a Walk Day. So what are the holidays today? So, camcorder day, I've already done that pretty much. Is this anything specific? Social acceptance of disability. I definitely approve of that. Although I'm not disabled per se, I have been in a wheelchair for a while from broken bone issues, and I've had to get a bunch of surgeries, and having to have some times where I was in a wheelchair and get surgeries and stuff makes me definitely very empathetic toward people who that's like a big part of their life. And I may need more surgeries in the future. I have like issues with my body. We'll get into that later, but I'm healthy enough. I'm good. I survived almost dying, and now we're getting healthier and healthier. But yeah, I approve of that. We will acknowledge that disability is very hard, and we should help people who are disabled out. Butter Crunch Day, I don't know about that. This is going to be from some brand. Screw that. Sweatpants I am wearing, so like I said, we'll pretend that the reason I'm wearing sweatpants out here is because it's International Sweatpants Day, and because I knew that. National Cheese Lovers Day, for sure. I'll make sure to eat a bite of cheese. Cheese is pretty good. Going back, Disc Jockey Day, yeah. One of my best friends likes DJing. Maybe I'll hit him up. And Penguin Awareness Day. Okay, anyone I talk to today, I'm going to be like, did you know penguins can hold their breath, or some penguins can hold their breath for up to 20 minutes underwater? And that will do my little part for spreading penguin awareness. And take a walk outdoors day. So after this stream, I'll take a walk. It's good for people to take walks. All right. Love you all so much. I'll catch you again soon. If you want to try and catch me sooner, then head to that Discord or subreddit or Patreon. I'll be back soon, though. And hope you all have a wonderful